Hello Math Conquerors and welcome to Math. Today we are going to conquer word problems. Sometimes that word kind of makes us cringe, but if we just have the right attitude, sometimes if we just think through the problem, we can solve the problem. We may be closer than we actually think. Let's look. This is coming from your book on page 506 and 507. It's the real world example number 5, and it says Ling is designing a poster. The top of the poster is 4 inches long and the rest of the poster is 2 inches longer than the width. If the poster requires 616 square inches of poster board, find the width of the poster. Okay, so they have given us right here, they're telling us this is 4. The rest is W plus 2. We don't know the width. We know that the total area in here is 616. They gave us that. So we just need to set this up. Now remember that for a rectangle figure like this, area equals length times the width. So I just need to take the width, which is W, and multiply it by the length here. And so W plus 2 plus 4 is 6, so W plus 6, and I can set all this equal to 616. So again, I have the length times the width, W times W plus 6, I added the 4, and the 2 equals 616. W times W is W squared plus 6W equals 616. I can move the 616 over, which gives me a negative 616 equal to 0. So now all I have to do is figure out my factors of 616, and there are many factors of 616. And the two factors that we're going to use for this problem are 22 times 28, or 28 times 22. So I can say W plus 28 times W plus 22 equals 0. That leaves me with W equals a negative 28 and W equals 22. Now, an important thing to remember when I am solving word problems is that length and width, any type of measurement, can never be negative. So the negative 28 is not our answer. Our answer is going to be the positive number, which is 22. I can come back up here and plug all this in, so that now I know that my width is 22. And here I know it's going to be 22 plus 6, which is going to give me 28. Okay, now let's look at number 5. It says geometry, still on page 506. The height of a parallelogram is 18 centimeters less than its base. If the area is 175 square centimeters, what is the height? So a picture always helps. So I'm going to draw a picture of a parallelogram. And remember, with a parallelogram, area equals the base times the height. This being my height and this being my base. And my problem says that my height is 18 less than the base. So the height is equal to base minus 18. I don't know what the base is. It did give me the area in here, and it told me that the area was 175. So again, I can set it up very similar to the previous problem. And area, which I know is 175, equals base, which is B, times my height, which is base minus 18. And then I just solve for a quadratic equation of B squared minus 18B. I need to move over my 175, which will give me a negative 175. I need the factors of 175, which are 1, 175, 5 and 35 and 7 and 25. So if I'm looking for something to multiply to get 175, subtract to get 18 or negative 18, I'm going to have to use the 25 and the 7. So I set it up, b minus 25 times b plus 7, and set that equal to 0. So I'm left with b equals 25 and b equals a negative 7. Again, we are not going to use negative for length, width, height, base. So now I know my base is 25. And then they want me to subtract 18, which would be 25 minus 18, which would give me a height of 7. Now, I would like to get you started on the number 30, 31, and 32, but I would like for you to try to work through them on your own. So let's look at number 30. It says a triangle has an area of 36 square feet. If the height of the triangle is 6 feet more than its base, what are its height and base? So again, let's draw a picture. And we know that the formula for a triangle is one area equals base, 1/2 base times height. And here it's letting us know that the whole area in here is 36. So my area is 36. And it says the height of the triangle is 6 more than the base. So this height of this triangle right here is base plus 6, and then I have to know the base. So that sets us up with the formula 36 equals 1/2 base, and we're going to replace the height with base plus 6. So when you solve this out, you should get an answer. Now I would like for you to try to solve this, and then we'll check your answers. Okay, welcome back, and I hope that you have an answer. And what I need to do here is simplify this problem. B times b is b squared plus 6b. Now remember, I can undo division with multiplication, so I can multiply by the reciprocal of 1/2 on each side, leaving me with 72 equals b squared plus 6b. Move my 72 over, and that's going to be minus 72. Now I'm looking for factors of 72. When I multiply them, I get 72, and when I subtract them, I get 6. So I'm going to use 12 times 6. So I'm going to use b plus 12 times b plus 6, minus 6, equals 0. That's going to give me b equals negative 12 and b equals 6. Again, I'm going to use this positive answer, not the negative answer. And then I'm going to find out that my base is 6 and that my height is 6 plus 6, which would be 12. Okay, let's look at number 31. It says a rectangle has an area represented by x squared minus 4x minus 12 square feet. If the length is x plus 2 feet, what is the width of the rectangle? Now again, this is area equals length times the width. So I need to decide what would I multiply by x plus 2 to get x squared minus 4x minus 12. So I need to think of a number that when I multiply it, I get a negative 12, but when I add it, I get a negative 4x. And so that would be a negative 6. And that is the answer for that problem. Number 32 is very similar to our real world example. So I would like you to try this on your own along with the other assignment that I have assigned in Google Classroom. And And real quickly, I would like to clarify on page 33, 8-5, skills practice. Page 33. I want to go over number 23. Number 23 says x squared minus 5x equals 0. Whenever you're missing a part, remember our pattern was ax plus bx plus c. We do not have a c part. So if we don't have that part, that means that part is not equal to 1. It's equal to nothing. It's not there. So I can think of two numbers. When I multiply them by 0 and I add them, I get a -5. And that would be x minus 5 times x plus 0. And that would give me my answer of x equals 5 and x equals 0. Now number 24, again, we have an A, we have a B, but we do not have a C part. We do not have to rewrite it so that to show that it's not there, but if it needs clarifying, you can do that, okay? So something, when I multiply it, I get 0, but when I add it, I get 3. And again, that will be y plus 3 and y plus 0. So that y is equal to a -3 and y is equal to 0. I would like for you to rework number 25 and number 26 on your worksheet, page 33. And in addition, I would also like for you to work these two problems. Remember, you need to set it equal to 0 and then solve for your solutions and check your solutions.